Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video, I want to share my advice on how to level up fast in Ni no Kuni Crossworlds. I've been playing on the Korean version for about 3 weeks now, and in my experience, assuming that the reward structures and experience structures are the same, it's very easy to kind of get in and level from level 1 to around kind of the 35 to 40 region, and kind of once you get past that, all of the XP via the story and also the light blue quest really dries up. It's a godly amount, really between like levels 15 to 35, but then above that, it just goes like 10% of what it was previously. And a lot of new players, I think, are going to get caught in this trap where they use some really valuable resources before then, and then those resources, because the experience gained kind of scales around level, are really going to be wasted in comparison to kind of getting the most out of these resources and using them after that point. So, my advice for any new player is when you get in, if you're focused on leveling fast, you have to drill out the yellow story quest and also light blue side reputation quest as well. So you get to bits in the story where you'll go around a certain village and there'll be all sorts of NPCs, and basically like everything is auto pathing, like very intuitive. You'll like open up one of these and you can see these various individuals will have quests for you. So yeah, you'll need to do like those in order to unlock a certain level of reputation to then progress a bit further in the story as well. So leveling that first character, it's like a little bit of a rotation between the yellow story quest and also the light blue ones. But the good thing about these quests is they're account wide, so when it comes to leveling alternative characters, you don't need to do the reputation ones, and you can just, drill in with the story, which is really good. So yeah, you basically below level 35 and as high as you can possibly push in the yellow story quest, you just want to focus on the yellow and the light blue ones. So really drill down and focus on those, because ideally you do not want to use any of these other methods until you are at least level 35. Again, the closer you can get to 40, the more benefit you're going to get from all of these methods. So do keep that in mind as well, because all of these methods will scale up depending on the level of your character. So the first thing, and this is one of the biggest sources of XP gain, kind of moving forward for the majority of players, which is the light green daily quest XP. And these recharge on the Korean and Japanese version at a rate of 5 per day, but you can also backlog them up to like 23 charges total. So yeah, these all scale with the level of your character. So the higher the level, the more XP you get. And every single day, you're going to get a selection of quests. You also have the ability to re-roll these as well for gold. But every single time you re-roll them, they get like, what is it? It gets slightly more expensive for the next re-roll. And you also have like a chance here to roll like epic ones and also rare ones as well. And the difference with epics and rares, if we can re-roll here, is going to be like slightly more experience. You can see we've got 5% on the epic, 10% on the rare. But yeah, also additional rewards as well. So here we got a little bit lucky. The one on the far left-hand side is a rare one. So you can see that's almost like an additional just over 20,000 more experience there. So if we go ahead and complete that one, again, you can actually do these manually if you want to, but at least on the Korean and Japanese version, I haven't found gold to be much of a problem early game. And also, you can see it's like 3,000 to do here, but the reward for doing it is like 2,800 gold. So, it pretty much covers itself. So yeah, I honestly like, I've got a pure free-to-play account on the KR version. And yeah, I haven't found any need to do these manually whatsoever so far. And you also get like additional what is it, resources for gacha draw as well, which are really cool. So yeah, this is like a massive source of XP. Again, every single day you're going to get 5 charges, but there are also these items as well. I actually forget the name of these on global. They're going to be called Swift Solutions. So these are available via various like bonus events. There's so many like gacha banners and like weird events going on in the game where you can get items like this one, for example. But yeah, this gives you like additional charges. But I assume as well there's probably going to be quite a few of these in various bundles in the pay to win shop. So yeah, there's probably going to be ways for whales and people that want to spend money to buy a lot of additional charges for like daily XP here. So if you are a big blubbery boy and you just want to power through stuff, again, this could be a way to go about doing it. But yeah, these are just like the holy grail, really. I think for the casual player that doesn't want to auto farm excessively and leave their PC on or character farming, for pretty much getting loads of experience. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is the green experience potions. So these give you 700% more XP from farming mobs, which is absolutely ridiculous. These make the auto farming like actually valuable, because without experience potions, man, it's very, 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 very slow. You'll kind of experience this as well, but you also need to make sure you're farming mobs that are kind of within like a couple of levels of you. Anything that's, I think, like 2-3 levels below, you're gonna gain pretty much no experience. So ideally it needs to be your level or like a few levels above. So yeah, the way that you get these experience potions and what they look like are the green ones, like right next to my player icon here, the health potions. We can just quickly see them in the inventory as well. And again, it's 700% more experience. And these are just gained via all sorts of additional gacha and events and reward programs that are going on, logging calendars. Like if we open the events tab, you're going to see on the Korean version, there's literally like, I think like 9-10 different things going on at the moment. So yeah, there's just like a crazy amount of stuff, and they're like all scattered throughout like various modes of gameplay and reward bundles. So yeah, you're gonna get like a decent amount of these for free if it's anything like the Korean version, just via all sorts of random events and bonus events that are going on. But yeah, also if you are a massive blubbery whale, they are going to be in the cash shop. And yeah, once you've got these potions, the place you want to go is the Chaos Fields. So yeah, as you level up, you get access to increasing difficulties of Chaos Field, but we're here in the one that's appropriate to our level. So we're going to be farming, just for example purpose here, these nature opponents. So we want to make sure we're using our fire weapon and fire familiar, so we have the advantage. And I just want to share like a couple of quick tips as well when it comes to positioning. So let's say if I turn on auto here, right, you can see that when I'm using the majority of my moves, I'm only hitting all of the opponents in front of me. So a lot of my damage to kind of the side two here and the big one here is like completely wasted. And also it's going to be really inefficient as opponents respawn, because I'm only attacking in like a certain direction. So you want to make sure when you position yourself to auto farm, you're actually in a really good position that's like right against the wall, so that opponents have no choice but to like get directly in front of you. And then very often you can cleave, at least like 80% of them. And there isn't really like one kind of like perfect farming position for the majority of spots, but just as like a general tip, you can see here we hit like everybody apart from the one on the side, in comparison to constantly rotating and just missing out on the majority of them. So yeah, just as like a bit of a general tip, like make sure you're against a wall or kind of backed into the corner, because it's going to be much more efficient. And again, these are the spots where you want to activate your green experience potions and just kind of leave it. These potions last for about 30 minutes each. You can stack them up as well. So if you're doing like an overnight 8-hour auto farm spree, make sure you're farming opponents that are a few levels above you, so that you don't accidentally outlevel them and waste some experience. And then chuck on something like 16 potions, or depending on the amount of time that you'd like to be farming for there. So just something to potentially keep in mind. Again, whales spenders, they are going to have the advantage here because they can just simply buy more potions. But even if you don't have potions, again, you can still farm the areas here and get some experience. But again, there is a big difference between like farming without the potions and farming with the potions and getting 700% more experience. So yeah, just a couple of little tips there. And then finally, we got the last two. So we got the Knighthood Experience shop. So you want to make sure in this game, man, Knighthoods are very, very valuable and incredibly important. And you want to join one or make one as soon as you possibly can, because you get like daily check-ins stuff. You also get additional missions to do for knighthood coins. I think there's some sort of weekly boss and weekly reward as well. Again, I haven't got like super deep into the end game, and I think the Korean version goes up to like level 150 or so, might be a little bit higher than that. But yeah, you can do like these various daily quests and missions, and you get these knighthood coins. And I also got like a bundle in the mail of like almost 500 the other day as well. So yeah, you actually get, at least in my experience so far, quite a lot of these coins, but I don't know if the what is it? The system and structure is going to be a little bit different when it comes to the global launch version. But you can use 10 of these coins every single day to get like a bundle of experience that is related to the level of your character. So just by like spending, 50 of these coins every single day. And again, without really trying, man, I've got like 500 and a bit on KR at the moment. So yeah, that's like 250k XP, which is really, well, sorry, 200 and almost 280,000 XP there. My maths is incredibly off. But you can see just a massive chunk, like fully boosted arm. Level up there. So yeah, just a huge amount of experience from the knighthood shop as well. And I think there's a certain point at the earlier levels where you get like a trial knighthood shop, which might just have the ability to buy experience for gold. But again, early on, that can be incredibly useful for a little bit of bonus leveling. I'm not too sure actually like what the knighthood system is going to look like on global. Just something to be aware of. Again, the coin shop is very nice. And then also, finally, we have the Labyrinth of Dreams, which is the challenge dungeon. It gives you small amounts of experience. It really isn't anything like that exciting, at least in my experience with it so far. Kind of looking at the levels that are appropriate for my power rating here. Again, it's like 19,000 XP. I mean, like, it's additional experience. If it's like easy for you to do, it's going to be worth the time, but it's not really like the craziest source of XP, especially from your knighthoods. You can gain stacks of like almost 300k. Daily ones, again, it's a similar stack, if not a little bit higher. So yeah, it's not like the craziest thing, but if you're looking for a little bit more experience, there's a little bit to tie you over. But in all honesty, it kind of looks like the knighthood stuff, the daily routine, and just an excessive amount of auto farming, along with like continuing to follow some of the story and side quests seems to be the way to go. But yeah, the side quests do get really dry. There is a point, again, kind of around like that 30 to 35 region, where like everything in the story side quest is like 100k to 200k XP, and then it just kind of goes down to like nothing, man. It's just really small amounts. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird structure, but again, I think what they're trying to do, man, classic honeypot Netmarble is get you sucking in with the early levels, get you to a decent point in the mid game, and then pump the brakes on the experience. And oh, look at this! Look at our cash shop. We've got all of these potions and additional charges you can buy for the daily XP. So yeah, I think if you do want to get to max level as free to play in this game, it is going to be a little bit of a grind, man. It's certainly going to take a bit of time to get there, at least from what I've heard on the Korean version. But yeah, hopefully those tips and tricks kind of get you ahead of the curve, just allow you to focus on smashing out the story and light blue side quests as quickly as possible, and then efficiently use your resources kind of beyond that to then get kind of a lead above the standard pack of players. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy today's guide on how to level fast in Ni no Kuni, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.
You are not subscribed to the whale sin of spending? Who decided that? Subscribe now, or enjoy the bitter taste of regret.